All right. Well, glad we got the win, and a little interesting the game, but just really proud of the boys. It was interesting. Not the way that I saw it happening, but we definitely did enough to get the win, and could have put it away probably earlier. But just love the guys' belief in each other, and we'll just keep building on this. We know we got another game after this, and so something we can aim for, and making sure that we show it our best when we play that bowl game. So I thought Houston had a great game plan, and those guys didn't quit. We knew that they were going to give it everything they had, and maybe the mentality of our guys, it kind of went up and down a little bit. And you can kind of probably see it in the second half wasn't exactly like I wanted them to finish the games and finish the drives, things like that. But we'll just keep working with it. I don't know the reason for a lot of it. I can probably guess around halftime, when they found out some of the news and things like that. But you're in a conference, so you got to get used to playing the game and finishing it off for the seniors, and not getting down on things. So can't really worry about the result of games, and just got to worry about what you have and what you can control. So this is a good example of that. So what questions do you guys have for me?
Is that when you found out of the result of the Iowa State game and the team, or did you not want them to find out at all?
Come on. They're going to find out everything. So I found out at halftime, and I think probably a lot of them did too. And but that's just you just got to keep playing. I didn't think that there was a lack of effort. There was just a lack of concentration and maybe a little bit of focus. The guys kept fighting along with it, man. That's you have to give a lot of credit for Houston making plays, but we made a ton of mistakes. I think you put the defense in a really tough situation when you fumble the ball and you don't put up the points, and I think it was like 5-yard line or so, and then we got to stop and punt it and then muff it. It was like back-to-back, change of just a change of pace and putting the defense in bad spots. But I thought the defense responded well to both those. It was a drive that got them the score. We were up by 2 scores that bothered me, and even the 2-point conversion. And but that's what happens if you don't put teams away. You kick field goals instead of getting touchdowns, and that's something that we need to get better at. And so the turnovers that our defense provided was awesome. The turnovers that we gave up, not good. So saw a lot of good things. I don't want to keep being down on it, but we can play better, and that's my job as the head coach, to make sure that we're playing better. And it's just kind of weird too that even the lack of discipline, some of the penalties, and even the pushing. It was chippy all night, and didn't have to be like that. So I just felt like we're not playing like our normal selves, and that's what I got to get going. I got to get these guys back on track of what they can do and focused on our goals rather than some of the chippy things that happen. Just a lack of focus.
What do you think getting back to 10 wins in a single regular season means for you and for the program?
Well, it's really good. There's teams that haven't gotten as many wins that everybody thought that they were going to get it, and nobody thought we were going to get these wins. And the problem is that we thought we were going to get 2 more. You know what I mean? And because we didn't take care of business that way, we had to rely on the tiebreaker system. And so this is a great lesson for us to learn that you can't keep making mistakes and trying to find ways out of it. And although you can be grateful for squeaking one by and making plays, and even some of them being a little bit miraculous, you can't make that an every week thing. If we just do our job and play like we know we can, minimize the mistakes, and I think we'll be in a really good spot. But the fact that we got 10 wins, the senior class, I think they had three seasons of 10 wins or more. You know what I mean? So that's a huge accomplishment. That's their legacy. I'm not sure how many 10-win seasons BYU's had. Brett, you can. It's our 19th, and so they can be proud that they got 3 of them in their career. So, but this is great because we're in an awesome conference. The playoffs are really cool. Everybody's talking about it, so everything matters, towards the end. And we're ranked. I imagine we'll still be ranked, after this weekend. So we look forward to being ranked and going to play this bowl game and developing a lot of what happened last year is we missed the bowl game. We didn't take advantage of the opportunity to develop guys during that time, and so this is going to be really valuable for our program to get the young guys, get our depth better, and then have those extra practices. So that's what we're looking forward to getting done and taking advantage of that and springboarding us into the 2025 season.
Kalani, Houston in the first quarter tried a couple of trick plays on you guys, the wide receiver pass and then the onside kick. Both times you came up with the turnover and then the touchdown. How pleased were you with how the team responded to trick plays this week?
Yeah.
Since you had been burned by those in the last couple of games.
I thought the focus was on point from the beginning. I think Talon Alfrey was the one that in the Arizona State game, it hit him. The interesting thing is we practiced that same situation because we know they like to squib it and try to get it in the way of the front line. And so we practiced that, and it didn't go. Obviously, in our practice, it went way better than it did against Arizona State. But that hit him, and then it just makes sense that he would be the one to get the ball and take it the other way for a touchdown. And so I'm really happy for him, you know. I like the fact that these guys will work hard and they'll try to find ways to get better. There's never been a lack of effort. Where I have to do a better job is getting them to be more disciplined and more focused. And I don't know exactly, but there's just kind of like a shift in their focus. And I would have to say that probably the result of the Iowa State game probably had something to do with that. But if we don't like it, then just don't go to a tiebreaker system. Just find a way to win the games and do it outright. So hopefully we can get that done. But we're close to being in a conference championship game. I think that the guys are thirsty for it and they're hungry for it. So I said it before, stay humble and stay hungry. We've got some goals, and I think we can achieve them. We're so close now. Imagine what we can do with an off season and a bowl prep of hard dedication and work and discipline, making some sacrifices along the way. I think we'll be even closer.
Kalani, what was the feeling like when you got that 4th and 7 fumble that set you up to kind of put the game away? Because you mentioned it had been a weird game, and that was kind of the play where it was finally like, okay, now we can maybe push this to 2 scores here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to pick up the stinking ball. You know, I think we had a chance to pick it up, scoop and score, and then didn't work out. And then they picked it up, and then we got the ball back again somehow. It was just the ball, the hard surface, the frozen surface. You know, us having this kickoff at 8:00. I mean, it was a hard surface to play on. It's very slippery and slick, and so we just had to. It kind of reminded me. You remember the San Diego State game? We had kind of like this time, and you just have to. That's just part of it. I mean, I saw other games that had way worse weather, so let's just be thankful for the fact that it wasn't too bad. So, but that's the game. It feels good to play really cool games and conference games this late. When we were in Independence, it was like an FCS game, or we were really looking to get some things going in November. And I think this November we finished. I think we were 2-2 in November, and I'd like to see us be better. So we've got to find a way to get better in the off season so that we have a more successful November. But that's hard to do when you look at the conference and the parity and the difficult matchups. It's not an easy task, but you don't really win them week to week. You win them in the off season. That's what we're looking forward to accomplishing.
Tyler Batty had a big game. In his final home game, what's he meant to this BYU program?
He's huge, man. He's such a big time leader for us. He's done it by example. He's done it with his leadership and his voice, obviously, and the guy has so much passion for the sport, but he has so much passion for the school and for our fans, and I hope people can appreciate him. He has a definite future in the NFL. I mean, we've seen him. He's a big body, 6'5", 275, 280 pounds, and so he definitely has an opportunity to play the next level. We know that, and I'm glad that he decided to come back this year and then do it right and help set our team up for the success that we had this year. And I know he's excited we got the win, but he's going to be that type of guy that's going to keep trying to get the guys to keep getting better, and he's going to always be back here, just like we had a bunch of alumni here at this game tonight. So
We saw Retzlaff went into the medical tent early in the game. What was that about, and how much of an impact did that have on him and the rest of the game, his performance?
He's fine. He's tough. I think he's just trying to get attention from you guys. I don't know.
Was it his hand?
Maybe he was just peeking just to check in if there's any fans in there hiding out. I don't know. I thought that was odd, right? That was pretty cool. But I thought that was kind of funny when people showed that to me. I thought that was interesting. I mean, we were all sitting around. I mean, that he probably had the best, most comfortable spot in the, on the field. But no, I think Jake, he put so much in this game, and we asked him to run the ball quite a bit and to do a lot of things with his legs. And I think he got maybe banged up a little bit. He's bleeding a little bit. He'll be fine though. He's a tough kid.
What is the biggest value of having these extra practices getting ready for the bowl?
Yeah, the biggest value is that we get to spend more time together, and we can try to find more of a rhythm still on offense and defense and special teams. There's a lot for us to still learn defensively. We still made a lot of mistakes. We talked to Jay, the defensive coaches, and the defensive players. We made a lot of mistakes, and then obviously on offense, it's just finished drives, but also we got chunk yardage, and then it's just create the momentum. I don't think a lot of the stuff that stalled our drives were really what the defense was doing. Is stuff that we were kind of mistakes that we were making. So it's hard to accept or see those things happen in game 12. You know what I mean? Especially for me, I just want to get upset and demand more. But this is a good chance for us to work on it. Last year when we weren't able to work on it, even though you knew there were some deficiencies that you could address, it's hard to do it when you can't get on the field. And so now we can get on the field, practice, see the film, and then actually go out and execute some plays and get in a better rhythm.
Last two questions.
Now that you get to see this
Here,
every
then
year
here.
when you do the senior walk, but is it different every year? Is it the same every year? What was it out there tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously happy that we won the game because that makes it a more cheerful walk than last year. And I think last year was the Oklahoma game. Played well, but I think that was an early kickoff too. So, but I think it's just a good time, whether we win or lose or whatever the result would be, is that you give a lot of appreciation to the guys. And just seeing them walk is just kind of like, it's just, for me, it takes me back to see all the things that these guys have done, the change that they've made, literally been on a path to becoming a man, from a young man to a man in adulthood. And I wish I could take credit for it. It's just the path that the parents set them up for. And I'm just really grateful that I had a part of seeing them grow, literally grow in body, but also spiritually, mentally, physically, but in so many different ways. And saw these guys really start to love what they do and find a passion for so many different things and enjoy each other's company. And I think they're going to do some amazing things when they leave here and go into the community. It's going to be awesome. And I know their parents are really proud of them too.
Last question by Matt.
Now that league play is over, has it surprised you that the Big 12 hasn't had more teams ranked higher in the college football playoff rankings up to this point?
Yeah, I don't. I wish I could have an answer for you on the rankings, guys. And all I know is we weren't ranked at the beginning of the year, and we are now at the end, and that's all I care about. Even though we're sitting here at 10-2, I know my mind just goes back on what could have been. You know what I mean? But I have to take some hesitation and to appreciate the journey that we've been through and the things that we accomplished. And you guys have seen it. You guys have been here every week, and you've seen every game. You've seen the improvement and the team, the connection that they have to not only you but to the fans and to each other. And you can see that the culture is working, but there's a lot of things that we can do to even get better as a program, and that's what I look forward to getting done. So that this is just really still just the beginning. This is year 2 in the Big 12. Really proud that we got more wins. I mean, we're 7-2 in the conference, and so I don't know about the rankings and all that stuff, but I know that if you look at the teams and the I mean, it's hard to. I guess I would look at like Texas, and seeing what they're doing in their new conference, and I think if you look at our conference, it's really up in the air on who's going to win. So I don't think I would just have to say all the preseason stuff. You could probably just throw that out the window on whatever you rank them 1 through 16 this next year. Arizona State's proven that it probably won't look like what you guys do in July. So, all right, thanks guys, appreciate it. Yeah, it's not just like all of us, right? You guys know a lot.
late kickoff, so. Thank you, guys. Look forward to seeing you guys at the bowl game.
Thanks, Coach.
This right here.
Why don't you slide over or go in on that other side? Some questions for Logan Latouille and Jeffrey
LJ, there are a lot of fumbles, drop passes tonight. What was the key to kind of overcoming that? Where just things were coming easily for the offense at times?
Yeah, you know, it was just going out there and trying our best to execute when we did have the ball. And, you know, it just came down to the fundamentals. I mean, it was cold out there, but that's not really an excuse. We just got to be able to hold on to the ball, catch the ball, and, you know, just do the simple things. And that's what would have helped us out a lot.
LJ, when did you find out that the results happened with Iowa State and you wouldn't be going to the Big 12 championship? Did that have any effect on your play in the second half?
I think it happened at halftime when we found out, but, I mean, it didn't really matter. I mean, we just wanted to send these guys out on a win. So, I mean, that's what we did. And, you know, we wish our offense would have had a better performance, but, you know, that's why we got one more game to go out there and try to do it.
Logan, fourth quarter, it's a 6-point game, kind of a wacky game. They have the ball, 4th and 7. How big was that play? I mean, you forced them way back and forced the fumble and got the ball, but just finally be able to kind of put that game away. How big was that play for the defense?
It was very big. For our defense, we always, whenever we're up, we say that we're the ones to finish the game. We should just be able to go on the field and finish that game off. So I think everybody was pretty fired up. When a team wants to go for it on 4th down, that's, if you stop right there, that's a turnover. So everybody's licking their chops and ready to go. So it was a big play. Everybody was excited. We wish we could turn that into 6 points, but we're glad that we ended up falling on that ball.
Logan, 12th game of the season, what do you attribute the tackling issues to? Was it Houston just had a really slippery offense, or what was that?
No, I just feel like, some guys were just leaving their feet a little early. Just fundamentals. I think that's what was lacking a little bit in this game with our defense, but we were able to tighten up on that second half, and I think that's what showed. So we knew what we needed to work on.
7 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. You have one of them in there, obviously, as well. What's working so well in the pass rush for you guys?
Honestly, just we know we have had good keys on them early on in the week of knowing when they were going to pass the ball and what formations. And I think once we came out with, the second half adjustments, they went, reminded us and emphasized those formations. And when we saw it, everybody was able to just get after it and just trust what they see and, play ball.
LJ, you guys go from 2 conference wins last year to 7 this year, 10-win season. How much does it mean to just go through that evolution of not making a bowl game to being in a bowl game and having a 10-win season this year?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first bowl game, so I'm just really excited for it, and it just feels good to win. You never want to be on the losing side, so just being out there, being able to win with my guys, and it's been real fun this season.
Logan, what was it like to walk across that field with that group of guys?
It was surreal, something very memorable. Just because, there's long summer days we're in that stadium, running those, stadiums, and great memories on Saturday nights in that stadium with that group of guys. And it's always hard to, move on to the next thing, but I'm glad I was able to finish it off with, these group of guys and the way we did it. I'm so proud of our team and the way we fought back, especially from last year, knowing that, we're one of the top contenders of the nation. So we're glad we set it off like that.
Any other questions for these two?
Logan, you mentioned the second half adjustments from, I'm assuming Coach Hill, but the entire defensive staff. There's something about this group's knack for those second half adjustments. Does that, give you guys, a lot of trust in kind of the coaching staff to know that, when they come into the locker room or however they present it for you, whatever it is, okay, we just got to do this, lock in, and kind of finish this out?
Yeah. Well, in the second half adjustments, it wasn't really changing anything. It was just us executing what we were supposed to run. And that's what we did that second half. We just, had to calm down a little bit. We found out that second half that Iowa State ended up winning that game, so everybody was able to settle in a little more and not be so worried about other things. So I think we just were able to lock in a little more and just execute what was called.
All right, thank you.
Tom, we gotta ask about what that was like to get the onside and take it to the house.
Yeah, obviously, super awesome to score a touchdown in Lavelle. So, super memorable moment, and especially after last week, ball didn't bounce my way. This week it did. So thankful for the opportunity to, help the seniors win this tonight, and yeah.
Did you have a feeling that was coming, an onside?
Yeah, the coaches prepared us. Whenever there's a penalty like that, there's a shorter field, a little more risky with the onside kicks, and so once we saw the kickoff team kind of converge on the kicker and the kicker's approach, we knew the middle dribble was coming, and like I said, I got a fortunate bounce and was able to score.
Were you thinking about last week as you took that into the end zone?
I mean, yeah, a little bit, yeah. It was a good little redemption. God works in mysterious ways, so, yeah.
Jack, everyone said they kind of found out about the Iowa State game at halftime. What was the mood like when you realized that Big 12 championship game was out?
I mean, everyone still knew what we had at hand. We knew that we had to send the seniors out on a good note and hit that double-digit win that we all were looking for. So it wasn't really a huge loss. Obviously, we would like to play in that game, but at the end of the day, we wanted to win for our seniors and our final game here at LES this season.
And how important is it to be able to stay together for another few weeks to prepare for this ball game, just to stay together as a team?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like you said, we get another game with the seniors. We're going to be able to build our brotherhood even more and spend lots of time and continue to prepare for the bowl game.
Jack, you mentioned the chance to win double-digit games. What's the value of a double-digit win season, 10-plus wins in here?
I mean, just in a power conference like we're in, that's a huge thing. That's not very likely to come by. So just being able to do that really shows everyone on this team was bought in. All the coaches helped us, coached us the right way, and everyone was ready to execute every game.
Jack, it was kind of a weird game. You guys were up for a lot of it, but all of a sudden it's a 6-point game. They're going for it on 4th down. How big was that play? Turned into a big negative play, and you guys got the ball, but how big was it to be able to kind of close it out on that play?
It was huge. We knew it was going to be a big swing either way. We knew that the coaches were going to call a good play for us, and we just had to execute. So we just trusted everyone that was on the field, and it happened to go our way.
How does that feel? I mean, you've had that happen this season where the defense has come up big when it has to. How does that feel when you're able to make that play?
I mean, it feels really good. Everyone on defense is going to be fired up for each other, and then it gives a spark to the offense as well. So I think it's really big in those moments.
Alan, I know this season hasn't gone how you would have liked. How gratifying was it to, like you said, make that big play in this game?
Yeah, it's, knowing my role and fulfilling my role to the best of my ability has been my focus this year. And so my role in that play was to do exactly what I did. And so super excited, exciting and grateful that I was able to help the team win any way I can.
How long is this guy going to play in the NFL when down Sundays?
Because he's a beast. He's got the right speed, the right dog mentality. He's a smart player, and he's gonna play for a long time on Sundays.
Did you feel things getting chippy out there, Jack? I mean, it kind of culminated with that little melee in the end zone after the touchdown, but were things chippy all game?
Not really, honestly. I didn't really notice anything was going on, especially when Jake scored. We all kind of just started our conversations, knew that kickoff was coming up, and then we heard whistles blowing and a bunch of booing, and we looked up, and I was kind of surprised to see that. So it wasn't super chippy all game, so it was kind of, weird to see.
Alan, what's it like watching those boys walk across? There's a lot of guys you've played with and gotten to know as they walk across the field for the last time here at LES.
Yeah, it means a lot just to kind of to see their journey here at BYU, and luckily this is my 4th year with them, with most of them, and they've kind of laid the foundation for who we are as a culture, as a team, and it's I see the sacrifices they put in, and there's even more that I don't get to see, but I know that are happening, so it's super. That's fun to see them and their kind of spotlight tonight, and luckily we were able to win for them and send them out on a good note out of LES.
Jack, you've gotten a lot of draft buzz this season. With the regular season coming to an end, have you put any thought into what next year might look like for you, whether it's staying at BYU or going to the pros?
Not 100%. Kind of just been focusing on this season, like you said, focusing on my role here at BYU. That time will come, and I'm not sure when that will be, but as of right now, I'm focused on BYU and this bowl game that's coming up.
So you do plan on playing in it?
The bowl game? Yeah.
Other questions for these guys? All right, thanks guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.